Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. And we are back on Ghost. All right, if you're one of my regular viewers, you'll know I accidentally did Ghost out of order. So I was supposed to do this album as my last review, botched that up, and it's now the current review. I got one more to go before I can get to the new album because I was really hoping to do these all in order. But now, by doing these out of order, I think I accidentally caused myself to dislike this album. And not that it's a bad album, not that I honestly dislike the album, but of everything I've listened to for Ghost so far, I gotta say this is the album that I am enjoying the least. And I think it's because it's kind of a weird in-between kind of album. The first couple Ghost albums, when it's Ghost BC, those really have this great kind of 60s and 70s rock kind of vibe to them. Really cool, really dig it. It's really kind of my speed, the type of music I really like. I'm into what a lot of people call classic dad rock, Although I guess it wouldn't be so much anymore because all the dads I knew are now up there in the age, and all our rock was like 80s and 90s stuff. Anyways, so that's the thing. You start in the 60s and 70s. If you watch my last Ghost review, you'll hear that it kind of has really a 90s kind of vibe to it. So with me accidentally doing this one out of order, you think it'd have kind of an 80s vibe to it, right? Like kind of that mid-range. Not really, though. I'm just gonna get into this. Deus Culpa opens up the album, and it's a nice little instrumental piece. Nothing really major compared to all the other intros. It's basically your standard intro to a Ghost album. Then we get into Conclavi con Dio. Now, this one definitely sounds like it should be on the next album, Meliora. Meliora. I hope I'm saying it right this time. It has more of a sound that definitely sounds like it belongs more on the next album, Meliora, which didn't come out for like another 5 years after this one did. I really like it. It's really heavy, really gets the album up and going, pumping, but it's not really compared to everything else. It doesn't really stand out at all. Like, from the pinnacle to the pit on Meloria, definitely to me sounds like it sounds out more. There's quite a few on there that stand out a lot more than on here. Then you get to Ritual. Ritual's not bad. I actually like Ritual. Ritual's kind of a little fun. It's a little soft. It's a nice little kind of poppy tune. And that's the thing is I can't even say this is like 80s pop instead of 80s rock or 80s metal. It's just a weird amalgamation, skipping the 80s kind of. I don't know how to describe it. Ritual's not a bad tune though. Now, the problem is a lot of this album sounds like stuff that I've already heard on all the other albums. And I think it sounds too much like everything I've heard on the other albums, which is why I'm not really into this one so much. Kind of feels like they kind of just fell back on what they were used to. But without the cool guitars and stuff like that, I don't know. Ritual's not bad, though. I do enjoy Ritual. After that, you get into Elizabeth. Elizabeth is a ode to Elizabeth Bathory. I've heard a lot of songs done to Elizabeth Bathory, and this one's probably one of the better ones. Then you get to Stand By Him. I get the whole going with the whole preaching Church of Satan, the showmanship, stuff like that. There's a part of me that really I get a novel kick out of it, but there's also a part of me where it gets to a point where it's like, all right, that's kind of enough. And when you get to Stand By Him and Satan Prayer, I'm kind of getting bored of that mentality with Ghost a little bit, Ritual and Elizabeth, they give you something feels a little bit out of there, a little bit different. Stand By Him, and then the next song, like I said, Satan Prayer. They're just basic Ghosts. That's what it feels like at this point. It's just not even trying, almost, it feels like. Death Knell's pretty cool. I don't mind that one. I get into that one. Prime Mover is just kind of like another basic track. And then, honestly, the album finishes with my favorite song, which is an instrumental piece called Genesis. I think Genesis is by far the best track on the album. And it's nothing against the vocals, not in the slightest bit. It's just instrumentally, I find it's the most intriguing song on here. It doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like everything else Ghost has done at this point. It actually has this really kind of sci-fi-esque almost kind of vibe to it, which I really dig. I really get into. One of the things I loved about Ghost when I first started listening to them is there definitely was something in there. It felt really experimental. Really like they were playing and doing some different stuff. And a lot of Ghost stuff I've listened to, there definitely is some experimenting in there. There's definitely some playing. I've covered them even doing covers of other bands. Like their cover of Metallica's Enter Sandman is fantastic. It's a great interpretation. It's kind of standard Ghost affair when you really listen to it, but it's well done. This album, I think, really kind of suffers from it just being. Once again, if I had not listened to these out of order, I think it would have changed my opinion a little bit. Conclavi con Dio would definitely have more of a grab for me if I hadn't listened to, songs like From the Pinnacle to the Pit. Genesis, like I said, to me, it's Genesis. Genesis is the only saving grace really to this album. Everything else it's okay. It's cool. I know this is a short review, folks. There just isn't too much about this album that I really got into. And I've been listening to it. I've really been listening to this album for like 3 weeks straight. You guys don't realize it by the way I post the videos. And right now, like this video I'm recording, you're not going to see it like for 3 weeks after I record it. That's honestly how far ahead I am on those, and I'm trying to get far ahead because I've got a bunch of other projects. I've actually got a bunch of house projects I'm working on right now that, like I'm just doing as house projects. So I've been listening to this a lot, and I can't get into it. I've tried and I've tried and tried, and it's not clicking for me as an album, folks. I'm sorry. Out of all the Ghost albums so far, Opus Eponymous is the one that I'm least into. Let me know what you think, folks. That's what the comment section is for. Tell me what you think. I will most likely, as the next review, be doing prequel. That is honestly what I'm aiming for, is to do prequel as the next review. And I've got, then after that, hopefully I'll get the new album in there as well. We'll see how that goes. I do have access to all of it. I also have a bunch of other new albums coming as well. I have not been able to get my hands on the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album yet because everywhere's sold out, but the new Jack White album's coming because I do have that. All right, anyways, going off topic. Comment section. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Tell me your views. Tell me why I should like certain songs more than I do. Hit the like button, please. Hit the subscribe button. That one is really important to me because this summer I am going to see Rammstein live in Montreal, Canada. Well, it's actually Montreal, Quebec, Canada. My hometown. That's right. I was born in Montreal. Can't wait to go home. Just to see, Rammstein. I'd rather go see them in Germany, where the Eschbach name comes from. But, hey. Anyways, so that subscribe button is important because I'd like to be able to do some live streaming while I'm there, and I can't do that if my subscriber numbers don't come up. So I'd really like to bring the subscriber numbers up, please. Other than that, folks, there's a link to Patreon below. Peace, love, take care.